GingerGM.
This from Argentina, and we're going to play d4, my favourite move. And Cengiz is Federico Perez Ponza, and I'm going to probably go for the Jabava London again. It worked quite well in that first game, so let's do it. So we'll go bishop f4. We might mix up some of the openings later on. And this is stage 1 of the Jabava London. Now in this position you have two ways to play. You can play e3 or e4. And what I've been working on recently is this move e4. So we're going to give e4 a go. And after this you can sacrifice a pawn, or you can play by taking on c5. And my opponent, it seems like he knows his theory. Well, he's a very strong player, and this is all theory. And I have to admit, this is one of the best lines that black can play, typical against the Jabava London. And I had this, if you're watching my stream yesterday, where I now just swapped the queens off, and we've got to play the ending. A little bit boring, but my opponent has found one of the best lines. Yeah, that's right. Pieng Quang, unpronounceable name. I did have this yesterday, and we had this ending yesterday, which seemed all right for me, didn't it? But he's played one of the best lines, and okay, so I don't know this move. Should I have played knight f3 first? Maybe I should. Maybe I should have played that move first. Maybe I got my moves slightly mixed up. I was just trying to get that ending that we saw yesterday. Because I've given him this move for free, even though he's not threatening to take there, is he? Because of the pin. So maybe I can just go knight f3 and we continue developing anyway. Should we do that? Looks sensible. He can't take it. That is a pin. I have noticed that. If he takes the queen, I'm always taking with my bishop. So maybe we just play this move. I hope I'm not blundering. With the idea of going queen takes queen and then taking the pawn if it was my move. If he takes the queen off, then I'm going to take with the bishop, and I'm going to try to play bishop b5, put a bit of pressure on that pawn. I won this game I had yesterday in this. I'm trying to prove that maybe my c pawn is good in the ending. They say sometimes the outside pass pawn can be better. So my opponent's kept it very tight there, but he's still not threatening to take anything, right? So what do we do next? Well, this bishop is going to be a target at some point, isn't it? I mean, I don't really want to take here. I don't really want to do that. b4 seems really loosening. I've got time to think. So b4, it feels a bit funny. I want to develop this piece, but there's nowhere great to develop it. Do we now try to reroute the knight to somewhere better now that he's defended this one? Not sure we need to do that. I think we should try and get this guy out. I mean, we could even castle, but do I want my pieces over there? b4 I'm going back to, but it looks, I don't know, there's something about that move. Takes, bishop takes. Is b4 good? Or is it just really loosening? I'm not sure it's the kind of move I should be playing here. It kind of loosens up my position. So bishop e2 is a little bit like... So back to knight here. Knight here. I don't think he's threatening to... Okay, let's move this knight. Now the point is, I kind of want him to take now. And the knight wasn't doing anything on f3 anymore because he got his pawns here. Maybe I should have played this opening slightly more accurately by moving my knight to f3 earlier. But that didn't happen, so we can't go back. And I want to now move my knight to one of these two squares, forcing the exchange of queens in the position. So now he still not threatening this one because I can take there. Now knight e4, he can take on, let's not make sure I don't mouse slip. Knight e4, he can take on f4. So do we play knight here? let's put the knight here and see what he's going to do with his queen. If he takes here, at least I get the bishop pair. And bishop pair should be quite good. And I open up the A file. So I don't think he should take my knight here. I'm at least going to make his queen move. If he comes back here, okay, I move my bishop. The game goes on. My bishop might have access to B5 at some point as well. Where else does he move his queen? It's actually quite difficult for him. If he goes here, I hit it with a rook move. Probably quite handy. Actually, maybe then he can take on F4. So queen D6, rook D1, he will take there. But okay, queen D6, maybe I just move my bishop. So he wants to exchange queens on his own turn. And that makes some sense. Because he'd be threatening bishop takes B3 there. Which is a very nasty move. That's a very good move, isn't it? So now, is he threatening to take on B3 and just grab a pawn? Do I just bring here and castle still? It's a lot of questions, isn't it? Bishop here takes bishop C5. Maybe I've got to move this one, but then he is grabbing this pawn here. This is a really good move that I missed. So, okay. What are we doing here, guys? What are we doing? Castle's queenside looks crazy to do that. Move this bishop, but then after takes, queen takes. What are we playing? What are we playing? It's tricky, actually. Tricky position. Bishop here, takes, rook takes. Do I have any counterplay there? Can't see it. So, I can't see a good move here. Can't see a good move for me. Castles takes, bishop C5. Must be an okay move, but I just can't see it at the moment. And castles looks so risky, doesn't it? I'm so tempted to play it though. Should we play it? Should we just play it? I don't know if I believe it. Oh, not sure I believe it though. Castles takes, bishop C5. Okay, I can't see anything better than this. I'm gonna have to play this, but yeah, I missed this queen B6. I don't know. I think this is my best option, but I missed this queen B6, and two little mistakes I've made. I've allowed him to go E5, and I've allowed this queen B6. I think both of these moves are probably are what I should be doing. I'm not really looking at the chat. Well, I say not really. I have a glance over, but don't worry, I'm not paying any attention. I mean, the worst bit of thing I could do, no offense to you guys, is probably follow your moves. Sorry, that sounds horrible, but I've got a bad position anyway, right? The problem with exchanging queens, he would be threatening two pieces after the exchange of queens, so I think I'm just lost. I mean, he's threatening to take on F4, but yeah, probably best you don't suggest moves anyway. But you know, but here I'm thinking he can take, but I need to get my bishop out of the range. If he does do that, I think I'd take here, but then he goes rook takes. I take here, then he takes here, and I'll be honest, I then probably have to play bishop E2 and claim that I've got some compensation. He can't castle his king, except if he goes this way, so I might have some compensation. Now he can take here first, takes, and then do the same thing, but then my queen has a way into this square, and he has to castle. So I think I've got some compensation is what I'm saying. As long as I get castle kingside with bishop E2 and this move, I think I'm alright. So for example, whatever happens, if he wins a pawn here, I'm just going to go bishop E2 and castles pretty much quickly. And his king might be stuck in the middle a little bit there. So after takes, I think I should take on F8 first, because I don't want to capture and allow bishop come to this square. So I think I need to get rid of his dark square bishop. Okay, so he's doing this. So I have to take here. This is forced. And now I assume he will grab this one, but he doesn't need to. He can castle queenside. Now if he does that, I go bishop e2, takes, 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 and I castle. There's no doubt about it. He can take another pawn, but I think I get compensation. My bishop comes here, it aims against his king. I try to get a rook across to b1, and we line up. So he has. I think he should grab this pawn, and he does bravely. Now bishop d3 is not ridiculous, but he then castles queenside, and I take here. It doesn't work, and I have to move my bishop again. Bishop e4 then. How is that? Am I playing into his hat? Maybe bishop coming to e4. Bishop e4 castles bishop e4. I quite like that now. I'm worried. Okay, maybe this is the better square to go to. I have an immediate threat of taking here with check. Oh, I've just played a really bad move, man. Castles, bishop here, queen to c4. I missed queen c4. Don't like queen c4. Should have put the bishop on e2 and just should have just stuck to my normal plan. Well, if he castles, I do have queen here check, and then I can castle. That's not so bad. But let's just check this. So castles, bishop e4. Then this queen c4 looks like a good move to me. And I can come back with the queen. It's still alright for me, isn't it? Because I have ideas of coming through on the a7 square. So something like castles, bishop e4. I don't really want to move my queen away unless I have to. It seems a bit wrong to do so. I mean, let's remember, my immediate threat in this position is to take on g6. And if I can castle, my king should be safer in most eventualities. So this is key. Castles, bishop e4, queen c4, queen e3. Let's say f5. Bishop takes c6. And if he takes to the queen, I castle. If he takes with the pawn, well then surely I'm coming in. Queen takes a7. Queen e4 check. King g1, queen d3 check, and I lose. Bishop here, here, queen here, f5, for example. Or do I just get castled with a check first? I think I'm going to back down. Okay, this is key though. Bishop e4, queen c4, queen e3. But how do I ever castle there? f5, bishop takes here, pawn takes. Looks really risky for him to play like this though. I mean, rook takes here. What's happening in that position? What is happening? Okay, maybe I should play this bishop e4. That's too late now. We'll play it. Okay, now here. So this is the idea, and I want to take and I want to come here, but this is, again, he's playing all the moves I fear. We'll see this is what happens. And he just plays a6. Did I just underestimate this move? Well, my king is just stuck. See, little mistakes for me. Little mistakes. Yeah, you've got to follow your instincts in chess, and I haven't done that a couple of times here. So I can take and castle and my pawn down. I think I should take here now. If he takes for the pawn, okay, well, let's get castled. Now I'm a pawn down, but it's opposite side castling, so it's not that bad, but I would rather not be a pawn down. Okay, so can my queen, if my queen now comes in, I think we come in, right? And then we have rook c5 as another idea to try and come here. We've got to try this one. Obviously, if we get the rook to that square, we're going to be all right. But maybe just queen b6 now. Queen b6. And my queen coming in didn't really achieve a great deal, did it? Didn't really achieve a great deal in the position, unfortunately. Okay, yeah, and he's played this move I was worried about, and this doesn't, king d7, doesn't really help me. I take, rook takes, I go here, check, he goes rook d6. So, and we play a very difficult ending there, but I think the queens have to come off now. I played this move very quickly, but okay, we'll throw this check in, but I don't have a good move here, unfortunately. Not that I can see anyway. If I take queens now, well, I have to take queens now. Does this check help me at all? Rook here, I take it, king takes, I'm a pawn down in an ending. Just what you want, not a really horrible ending. So my opponent has played very well here, all credit to him. Bastard. So let's keep those rooks on the board. I think I need to try and keep the rooks on a bit longer. Maybe I have f4, and I'm now trying to find a way to draw this quite difficult position. So he is going for the exchange of rooks, understandably. And this check, king here. We'll see if the rooks come off. It is terminal. But if I take here, his rook gets the open file. Very bad position. Maybe probably just losing now. So tough first game, right? Tough first game. Can't see what else I can do. This ending is obviously just very, well, I say grim. I think it's more than grim. More than grim. Check. King c7 would be best. I can't see how I can play this ending. Okay, so we can try this one, and I can try bringing my rook back here. This is the only thing I can see, but then he swaps off a rook d6, so it's losing. I was thinking here, check, king comes back, rook d3, but then rook d6, because all rook and pawn endings are losing. And he also obviously has the idea of taking here first, though. Disappointing first game, I think this is. Disappointing first game. And I made just a couple of small errors earlier on. Little, and it's a pity I couldn't get that position from the first game we had. And my opponent's played the best line against the Jabava. And yeah, I mean, I just don't think there's much hope here, guys, because he's just going to take. If I take, I mean, I can try taking the rooks off, because what else can I do? This is completely losing. Check, check. Rook here, rook d6 is even worse. So we'll play out this king and pawn ending. Let him win, but pawn down in a king and pawn ending 90% of the time is just hopeless. There's 9 games in the tournament, so I don't know if I'm going to play all the games, as I mentioned. And this is another move that I feared, because he's going to get the outside pass pawn, and this probably puts. Well, again, we might as well play it a little bit more, but there's not really much technique to even try out here. King b5, outside pass pawn, pawn extra. It's actually very simple to win. He's just going to do this and queen. You know, it's actually very, very easy winning technique here. And this pawn is going to become a queen. So we don't really need to test him there, to be honest. There's no point. Let's have a look, though, at a little game review, shall we? We'll see. I mean, what can be said? He played very well. I missed a couple of chances there, and I played a little bit unaccurately. You can see it. You know, quite a smooth game from him all the way through. He was never really worse. I mean, out the opening, this is where I put my queen on e3 straight away, and I think I just got a little bit mixed up with a move order, and I should go knight f3 first to stop what he did. So this is the one slight mistake I did. Well, I did a couple more, obviously. Let's go back to the analysis, and you can see queen e3, and you don't always listen to the computer's judgment on these things, but queen e3 was bad. As I say, I allow this e5 move, and I just realised I've move ordered myself. A bit stupid. And okay, knight f3 is probably alright. f6 he plays correct. Knight d2 looks excellent. Well, okay, just saying what the computer says. Bishop here. I probably... Okay, what else can I do? Queen b6 I missed. Maybe had even a better move there. And, well, bishop h6... Did I have any chances? He took here. He played very well. He took here. Bishop d3. It didn't feel right. But if I go bishop e2, the problem was he just takes here and he's attacking his bishop, isn't he? That's the other thing. So it might literally have gone wrong with very small mistakes, nothing too big. So bishop d3 and my last chance. You know what? I missed this idea of a3 here, and it's still very bad for me. And here, well, I'm a pawn down against good player. You're gonna lose this position. You can't really flag in these ones because it's 2 second moves. So really, the only mistakes I made, and we don't always listen to the computer, and I just forgot what I'd been looking at last week, is you don't want to allow this move e5. So rather than playing this queen e3 move, which I just got the move order mixed up, you should play knight to f3 first. Because if e5 now, well, you can obviously just take that pawn and you win a pawn. So this is the way you have to play this position. And after bishop g7, now I think queen e3 is perfectly okay. And you get this ending, which I think it's fair to say is even after the queens get exchanged. But I do feel there's some potential with this c pawn later on. It's a bit easier for white to play. That pawn has a bit more potential, but it's obviously equal because my opponent's played really the best line. So that was a tough game against someone, and we'll see if we can do better on the next one. But I mean, the games are not going to get easier. They're going to be very difficult. It's a pity I got that particular line, in all honesty. I think if we get this line again, what we might try, we might mix it up a little bit, but we'll try some different openings out anyway. So I'm just trying to get back to the tournament now, and we'll have a look. You can see who's won. A lot of the normal guys have won. Any shocks? Let's see who's lost. I mean, it's probably going to be Shunt, Prague, and oh no, he won. Let's go down. There's got to be some shocks who lost. Rajabov lost. Faruja, oh, he's still playing. These guys are still playing, I believe. Let's see if 0 out of 1. No. Okay, any games going on? There's a lot of games going on. Should we have a look at Rajabov's game? No, Rajabov's game is boring. There's going to be lots of boring games going on, aren't there? Let's have a look at Faruja's game. He's playing Gukesh. Wow, this is a tough game. And I would imagine here that Gukesh with the extra queen has very good chances to win. Very good chances to win. But white has a little bit of a blockade. But black might be able to break this blockade down with one of these moves. Either f4 or h4 at the right moment. So we'll see if he can break that one down. Maybe, I don't know, should this be a draw, or should Gukesh... Okay, well now this is definitely a draw now. Even without the bishop, maybe it's a draw. Even without this bishop, you might have a blockade, right? But with the bishop, it's... Well, maybe white's trying to win now. I can see Faruja trying to win this one. Wow, you're right, Nikolay. White might be pushing to win this position. I mean, you got this pawn coming up the board. Very dangerous. You might be able to get your rook to support it, and you get that pawn all the way there with a bishop supporting it. Black should be okay still. I think he's doing the right thing. He's using his king, and he needs to get this queen to a good square. Rook g4. Push the pawn. Now you can push the pawn. He doesn't push the pawn. He had the opportunity. He does it now. Okay, might still be good. But black gets his queen behind the pawn. I mean, rook h3 and just push still looks very good for white, no? But black's got a lot of checks. Black has a lot of checks here. Is it just perpetual? I think he's found a perpetual check. I think he's found that perpetual check here. There's no way that Fallujah can escape the perpetual check, and it is a draw. I'd imagine. Yeah, there you go. It's a draw. That was quite a lot of drama at the end there, wasn't it? That was a lot of drama at the end. Let's see who else is there, is playing here. Okay, we have Vidit. Let's have a look. Very interesting finishes to a lot of these games. And who Vidit looks like he should be winning. This pawn is coming down the board, but he's got to be careful because the rook's pawn is the wrong colour square. So if white, I think it's a draw. Yeah, this is just a draw. So no matter what the computer says, I think it was a draw all along, and we'll see this being a draw very soon. Or obviously now, even without the knight, it's a draw here. So even if you get rid of the knight, it's a draw. You could remove the knight from a board. There you go. Draw agreed in that one. Okay, let's... Oh, my words. Look at this horribly packed position going on. Look at this. Look at this horribly... I mean... I mean, come on, guys. Are they gonna... They must be getting to the 50 move rule. The only pawn break on the board is f5, right? This is the only pawn break. If I was white, I might be trying to win this. He's got to go f5, but then g takes is always going to happen, right? If you go f5 and they take with the e pawn, rook comes into e7. You can see that hammer time is just moving so quickly. There's no other pawn break. So it looks like a draw. Again, when you have these block positions, you should always be looking for the breaks. There is b4, you are right there. That is kind of a pawn break, or is it a pawn blunder? One of the two. You could try b4, takes, and then c3, but you're losing. Okay, now the queens are off. Surely there's nothing here. I thought white had to keep the queens on to try and do something. Ah, is he going to try? What's he going to try to do? There's nothing here, is there? There's nothing at all. I can't, well, you know, it looks too blocked. White has this move, black has this move, but they're never really going to work, are they? You'd want, if you're white, if you could go f5 and black could take with the e pawn, you'd be alright because you have the open file. But black is always taking with the g pawn. How many moves are they? How many moves are they? 133 moves. Hey, what's he done here? What's he done? He's done something. f5 takes g6. Okay, time to wake up, Simon. Wow, look at that. That's actually a really clever idea. I totally missed this. This is genius-like. What a breakthrough. If the h-pawn takes, you queen Harry. If the f-pawn takes, you take on e6, and the king is so active. That was a brilliant idea. Wow. Let's just sorry for falling asleep. I shouldn't have done that. It was a little bit rude. I thought f5 was never possible because after g takes, what do you do next? g6. And then he gets through to the e6 pawn, and the current position is black playing rook e8. Well, this has changed quite a bit. I think if you take the rooks off, black is winning because these pawns are much stronger. So you can't come forwards. Rook g4. And this ending, well, this is if anything, I think Hammer could be doing all right now, because Hammer's pawns are looking, they're two connected past pawns. They're looking much more dangerous. That will show me for falling asleep, right? No more falling asleep. By the way, they say this tournament's going to go on for 3 hours. We've had 1 round out of 9. I think this tournament could go on until tomorrow afternoon, and by that time I'm probably going to have a beer of some sort down my throat. But anyway, we will see. I will play at least another game or two. We'll see. You never know if I win. If I win the next one, then you know might play a bit more, right? Might play a little bit more. Who knows? Who knows? So I'm off to bed now, says I'm okay. So I missed what's going on. So who's doing well here? It's The computer says 0.00. Intriguing. I don't think this is an easy draw. Okay, this is the only way to stop the Harry pawn. He's got to bring his rook back. This could go either way. I don't even know who's better here. It's 3 pawns versus 3 pawns. But who? Oh, look at the time! Wow, he did that at point something a second. I would prefer to be black. 2 connected past pawns. I still like them. Still like them. I still like these pawns. Move them. Move it, baby. Move them. Move them. Here they've moved. They're moving. But the king has to go back. After all this, it's probably going to be a draw, isn't it? Can they... Okay, can they get to 200 moves, though? What do we reckon? Can they make 200 moves? What is this? What is this ending? Is this just a draw? I think it's just a draw at last. Neither side can move their pawns or take the pawns. If white takes this pawn, the G pawn queens, because the king can't stop it. If the king comes here, if black takes this pawn queens, because the black king has to stay in range of both pawns. So it is a draw on move 161. Oh my words. What a game. And there's still a game going on. Okay, no, thank goodness. Okay, I'm playing Vladimir. I think I played this guy before. He's bloody strong. This guy, I played him in the world. Vladimir Malikov. I think I played him in the world under 16 championships. He was 2600 when he was 16. So we're going to play the dragon. Why not? Because it's fun. But he's a Russian. He was, I think he was world champion. I think he was maybe a world junior champion. I could be wrong. But when he was young, he was billed to be one of the next big Russian players. So you don't get an easy game. So we don't have an open Sicilian, and now he's played this move, and I don't know much about this move. Except I assume take this one. So let's take it. And is his idea to go queen takes now? So okay, and we're back into a queen. We're back into this kind of Sicilian, right? I don't think there's any difference here. I go here, he takes. What's happened here? I'm trying to work out how we got this particular position. So I don't know this line. I guess his point is he wants to go c4 and get a Maroczy bind. Is that correct? But what else can we do? Check knight here. Can I take on b5? Knight takes b5, take on d4. That just looks ridiculous. Let's not go crazy. Can we go here and try to take that one off? Is that really stupid idea? I mean, if I go bishop here and then like try to defend my knight if it comes under power, should we try that one? Let's try this move. I don't know the theory. I'm getting a little bit worried because I don't like it when you're black and you get out of theory. Bishop d7 looked a lot more sensible, but let's just see what happens if we go for this. So he's just defending that one in a very sensible way. Now developing my knight would be normal. He wants to put his pawn on c4. This is clearly the idea of the opening. Okay, but we need to develop. So let's bring the knight out. Can't be a bad move bringing the knight out. And I'm thinking bringing the knight to this square makes sense. So now we need to develop, but do I have to watch out for this? Do we go e6 or g6? I prefer the dragon, but this one do we have to watch out for? Should I be taking the knight? Should I be moving my queen? It's a little bit dangerous actually. For example, g6 here. Takes, knight takes, queen takes here. e6 gives me this weak pawn. Not sure I like that one. Why the bloody hell do I put my bishop over here, people? Knight d4, I'm going to have to come back. Well, I have to try and develop. Let's try this one. Not getting the position I wanted. I don't know. This is a bit slow. I need 2 more moves and then I'm happy again. 2 more moves and I'm happy. But 2 moves is a long way away. Now, this is the kind of move that scares me. But I feel if I take it, knight takes, queen takes d3, I should be okay. Should be okay. And if he plays something else. Like, I was thinking also knight d4. Well, if he goes knight d4, I think I have to bring my bishop back. And I have to break this pin. But yeah, these two moves, bishop here, castles, that's all I want from the position. Because then I get out of the pin and I've got fully development. But it takes me 2 moves to get my king safe. So it's a very good... My opponent's doing exactly the right thing. He's now thinking at the moment where he realizes if he doesn't do something, I'm going to be at least okay. So he's having a good think here about how to cause me some problems. And this move, okay, so this was critical. So I have to take it. There's no choice in the matter. And now I have to take the rook. And I probably have to bring my bishop back to this square. Now if I take with the king, yes, check, king here. Where do I take the rook or do I take with the king? This is the first moment of thought. He's got the 2 bishops here, which I take with the rook, of course. And he has got a slight advantage with the 2 bishops. And you know, that's a little bit annoying, but he's probably got exactly the kind of position that he wants out the opening. But it's not, at least I'm not in any tragic situation here. I'm getting castled, I think. Where's that knight heading? Let's always try to work out where opponent's trying to head. Is he going to come this way? Or is he going to come this way? Now, castles... If he comes in... Yeah, I mean... Bishop here, knight b3. He's kind of comes straight in. And then a3. This is a very good square for his knight. I mean, e6 feels wrong, right? Combined with g6. So let's try to make this work. Here, here. If he comes in here, I do have rook d5. Okay, I think we should continue developing. Let's not worry about it at the moment. Let's see where he puts his knight. So if he comes knight b3, I'm hoping I can castle. And if knight c5, threatening knight takes b7. I hope I can go rook d5. If he takes here, I take on b5. If he goes bishop e3, my knight can move. So something with that knight. But then this pawn will be dropping. So maybe knight b3 is still a good move that my opponent can play here. So castles, knight here, rook here, bishop e3. Kind of a critical position, but he's not threatening to take there. But okay, so he's coming this way, maybe with these 2 ideas. But they're not a threat at the moment, are they? So I feel it's time to castle. So we can take and go here, but okay, we need to castle. So let's just castle. I mean, I could have played... Okay, so he has taken this one off, and he is going to try and hit these weak pawns now. So I think something to do with my knight now makes the most sense. Stop that knight coming there, open the bishop, put a little bit of pressure on that one. It's a good square for my knight. And I've got to move a little bit quicker because of the time scenario. Maybe someone can look up my opponent and see if he was world junior champion. I've got a feeling when I was playing he was top seed in one of these world or European championships. Okay, so what's he trying to do with that one? He just wants to take in a very simple way. But even if I take this one off, okay, no, his rook is coming over. This is his idea. He wants to rely on the strength of his knight. So, but I mean, I'm very tempted to win this file. I'm gonna actually take this one. It's a little bit controversial, but I mean, you know, I do have the open file here, and I really kind of like the idea of stopping his rook coming across. But if I go here, knight comes in. So something like e6 is also not bad, right? So, but okay, well, rook here, knight here, rook a4, knight takes here, and this pawn is always on pre with check, so I think e6 makes some sense. Okay, we'll play e6. That pawn is always a little bit on pre. Now these pawns are weak, so I have got a worse pawn structure, but I'm hoping I got the open file in compensation. I'm hoping my bishop might be okay. He did, he won the World Under 14 Championships. There you go. I might have even played in that competition, you know. It's quite funny. Where was it? In 93. I think he's the same age as me. It's really funny actually that, you know, he did actually win one of these competitions. As I knew he did. Okay, now I'm thinking we might want to put the rook here. The other idea is, you know, I can maybe bring the bishop around, but rook here. Are we threatening to take that pawn? I'm not sure we are. But let's move the rook because my king can come across now. Use those open files maybe. But I've allowed this one. This is a bit annoying. Why do I allow that? Okay, now this I was kind of happy to have, but I'm not sure. Should I now get ready for the defensive maneuver? His knight is so strong actually. I've just realized how strong this piece is. It's a really strong piece, isn't it? Okay. So bishop here, rook comes down, bishop b6, a4. This knight is incredibly strong. The rook comes here. Do I put my bishop on c3? Does that help to control his knight? Let's see if that helps. I've got to move a little bit quicker to stop his knight ever coming in. So here I have to now come back. And I want to stop this one, or at least have the opportunity to swap off if he does come in to that square. Yeah, a normal move. So maybe this structure helps me, so I should be making some little changes. Or do I need to do that, or can I play e5 immediately? Here, let's play e5 immediately, because I do have a pawn majority in the center. I'm trying to argue his rook is offside, so we can also try to win this position. We don't have to just play negatively. I've got this square for my bishop always, and maybe I can even play like this. Push those pawns, why not? Try to use those pawns at the right time. But I've got 4 minutes, so I think I need to bunk up my game. And well, I'm going to push this one. Let's really go for it. And my king now wants to travel. I've got to watch out for a knight check. So king here, rook takes a7, rook takes knight check, king here, knight takes here, rook takes a2, should be okay. So I want to get my king into the middle. I mean, that is logical to go for that. And my pawn on light squares is a good strategy, playing against his pawns on dark squares. Okay, so his king's moved up, and I think he wants something along this line. So I'm going to play h4. We're going to just try and keep an eye on his g4 push. And, you know, why not push my g-pawn? Okay, so his idea is now to swap the rooks. So I can take and put my rook there. And that is okay. I need to sort of, okay, I could also try for a little bit more. Okay, let's okay, take and put the rook there. Is that going to be okay? Or do I go rook here? King there, takes. Rook here. There is, I think I should move my king, right? It looks a bit dodgy there though for something. Okay, I can't see why it's dodgy there, so we'll put it there. But what have I missed here? Anything? Okay, so takes. He can take with check. He didn't even think about that. Okay. Maybe I didn't realise he could have it intermezzo, and he could have taken that pawn, right? But his king is now coming in, forcing my thing away. Okay, but his pawns are on darks. Yeah, okay, we've got to continue. this. Again, e4. Feel I'm okay. If the king comes forwards, I slip my bishop here. I don't know. I think he could have taken a pawn with check. No, was that possible? He could have taken a pawn with check. I don't know. It seemed like he's got f4. Then my king. F4. I've missed f4. F4. Is that playable? F4. Yeah, he has played it. Okay, so here, check. Here. Okay, I'm going to go for it. Yeah, I should have gone e4 earlier, I've realised now. Because this f4 move's taken me a bit by shock. Now, he can go check, pawn here, rook back, threatening rook here. Checkmate. Check here. Rook comes back, threatening here. Got to go like rook d6. Getting a little bit uncomfortable then. This is also a bit of a worry. Takes, check. Pawn here, some b4, yeah? I mean, do we go here? I think we got to, right? Okay, we're going to go for this one. Because I think, had we taken there, some horrible things with check were happening. If he checks now, I come back, and I've got to try to get some counterplay here. And his pawns are on dart squares, so let's at least try to create some counterplay and try to get... I mean, the one thing is his rook good or is it bad? I'm not entirely sure. It's probably good, but the only thing it can be bad at is if I get a pass pawn over there. So we might as well try to generate a pass pawn on that side of the board, because he can't really get his rook back. Because if he goes check, I just come back. His rook can't come across. And if you go, I mean, it's actually like there's some winning chances here for me, I feel. Okay, now we come to this square because we don't. Well, this check we can move. And again, the idea is if he comes here, we take and we get a pass pawn. That he's got to find a way to stop. Got to find a way to stop. And to my eyes, it's not simple. And if I can take here, well, again, I get a pass pawn. So actually, this position is... Okay, so now if I take... I think we should take this one, right? And now my king... Where do we go? Maybe here, so his rook can't come across. And he's trying to get his rook back. I think he suddenly realised he's getting himself in trouble, and now should be winning this ending. Well, I say we should be winning. We're forcing him back, so he had to go on the defensive. So let's see where he's going to go. I've got to play quicker here. Say we should be winning. Maybe that's some exaggeration. Okay, his rook's coming. Do we go exchange of rooks or not? Should be winning is an exaggeration. Okay, let's go for the exchange of rooks and see how this is going to turn out. It's a very interesting ending, but playing a Russian who's been schooled by Russians in the ending is maybe not a wise idea, because us English fools don't do endings, do we? Okay, so he wants... okay, yeah. I need to keep that pawn on the dart square. This is, and I need to tie it down. So if I get my pawn to g4, we keep his pawn tied to a dart square. So that is my first thought. Is this knight gonna harass me over here? Do I move my king therefore to stop that harassment, so my king can come and defend my pawn, and also my king can try to come in at the right time? and my king can try to come in over here. The rule is when there's pawns on both sides of the board, the bishop should be a better piece. I say should. I'm going to take this way, away from the center. It's an interesting way to play. But I mean, there's things change, of course. I mean, there's no set rule. But pawns on opposite sides, bishops should be better. And I've got his pawn stuck now here. Love to. I don't know how I make progress. I mean, he's got this nice blockade. Now, is this winning? Is the king and pawn ending winning for me? Is what I'm trying to calculate. When I can come here and go here, takes too long. So he's happy to go for the king and pawn. Now here, his king comes over. I want to get my king in, but then check. My king improves. So let's go here. His king comes forwards as well. So let's attack. I think this one. And now my king must try and get in somehow, right? Okay, let's stop those pawns from moving. And the only way I'm going to win this is if I get my king into the position. And of course I can lose as well. So if he comes here with a knight, my pawn comes forwards. I undermine his structure. Knight here, h4. I'm trying to get my king in here. We're trying to probe him. So h4 is the logical move. Then he comes back and defends. So tricky, these guys, yeah? So do I go check first? Because then... time, okay. Let's check him first, see where he puts his king. He has to come here, yeah, of course. So now here. He comes here. He's defending, obviously. Defending like a very strong Russian Grandmaster, funnily enough. And... I haven't really... Oh, no, I could be losing now. He wins the... Oh, fuck. I forgot about this one. Shit. How did this happen? How did this happen, people? Oh, you idiot. Oh, I was going so well. I thought I was outplaying him, but then I just missed. The knights are so tricky. Oh, Simon. Now we've got to really struggle to get a draw. Oh, I've got to... Okay, now what if I go here? I thought his knight can't get back in time. Okay, I have to try it. I thought I could go bishop f6, control his knight and win. So bishop f6. Is he going to go c3? Is that his point? Obviously, this is the idea, and then I've thrown this away though, man. I've thrown this away just by dropping that little pawn there, and maybe I can't get my bishop around. Maybe there's just no way to do this. I thought here I could get my bishop in, but he's always got check, right? Well, we have to try. Anyway, my bishop can come in. Check. Okay, only thing I can think of. Yeah, of course he comes here. And my bishop is... It can't do it. Okay, I've got to just check him, but I can't check him. Bishop coming here? What is this ending? What is this? Oh, bishop coming here and here. 13 seconds. This is actually really not so clear. But I think he queens and there's no danger. Okay, do I come here though? Oh, shit, time. Because this is checkmate threat. Oh. If only I wasn't such a slow mover. This one is the only move I can see, but then I win his pawn, and maybe I'm winning. I don't know. What's happening? Am I winning? Am I losing? Anyone know? If he queens, oh, he's got a knight. What the fuck happened there? You can't do things like that. This is like a study. And now my bishop comes back this way, no? What is this, people? What is this? What the? That was his only move to avoid losing. But now my bishop comes back. I've got 3 seconds. If he moves his knight, I come in here. Is this not winning for me? Why am I not winning here? Why am I not winning this position? Why am I not winning? Shit, my time. Don't drop your queen, you foolish man. Oh fuck, he's got that. I wish I had more time. I'm getting nervous, you know. Getting nervous. Check. Whee! Oh dear, that was such hard work, man. Jesus Christ. I mean, I don't know. I'm happy about that. That's all I'm gonna say. I got a bit lucky. Don't get me wrong. I got a bit lucky, but what a very weird game that was. And I think, to be fair, okay, I was doing well. I think I was kind of playing as well as him in the middle game, and then in the ending, I was pushing him. I was pushing him for the win, right? We were there. We were like, we had him by the balls. We were squeezing the balls slowly, squeezing those balls, and then I blundered a pawn, and it's like, oh, you muppet! You are a muppet! You are a muppet! You squeeze the balls, and sometimes the balls squeeze back. They squeeze you back. And and then basically I lost the pawn, but it's really not that easy. It's really not that easy. Let's just have a look at the critical. Oh, we're straight in with another game. Okay, give me a little bit of a break, please, sir. Okay, right. Let's. Oh God, I was the last game to finish. Literally the last game to finish. That was a very interesting ending. I mean, like, obviously I enjoyed it because I won. But we're in with another game. Okay, do we do the Jabava London, or do we try something else now? I'm going to try the Jabava London one more time because we lost with it in the first round, and let's see if we can improve in this round. That was a study-like ending, right? It really was. Was it winning for me? In actual fact, after he got a knight, so he promoted to a knight only move, but then he couldn't stop my bishop coming back round to this square. So it was yeah, I mean, very entertaining. Okay, now we had this before where I played e4, so we could go for that line again and get that ending. But let's try the old move e3, because again, this is also included in the latest Jabava course that we've created for GingerGM. We're just going to put it on sale soon, and this is the old variation when they should take and they should play a6. A lot of people lose immediately with knight c6, knight b5, knight b5. So this move is a slight mistake because you take here, and now white has an advantage in a very small advantage in most lines. Yeah, I mean, I won't look at the chat in case you suggest moves, but thank you for your support there. It was you were living the moment along with me, right? The tension, the ups and downs of me blundering a pawn, and then managing to use some okay technique at the end there. And I think my technique is actually pretty good, but I don't really use it that much. So the point of this move is that they should generally go e6, bishop takes c4. But in the meantime, you can swap your knight, and this is your knight for this bishop. So again, I've been studying this. My latest course on this opening will be coming out quite soon. Now this one, I wish I could remember exactly how to play against this. Is it A3? And even though I've done this course, it's so hard to remember with my memory. God, I've ruined it when I was young. Why did I ruin my memory so much when I was young? Why couldn't I have respected my brain cells that little bit more? What did I do to my brain? Let's concentrate on the chess assignment. Okay, so A3 feels normal, but maybe maybe just okay. I think I do remember this. Knight F3, and if he goes here, I can go Queen takes D5. If he goes Knight takes C3, we can go Queen D2. And if he plays here, I think we can simply develop, and we got a nice bit of development here. The Queen has taken a lot of time to take this, so this is maybe one way we play this. I mean, and we try to go E4, do we? I have to look at this line again, basically, because my memory is not as sharp as one would wish. So I think Bishop E3 is as good as anything, right? Bishop E2 also makes sense, so we keep a free range here. But do we want to be playing E4? This is what I'm trying to work out. Do we want to be playing Bishop here and then E4? So Bishop here, Knight here, castles, E4. I think this is the most exciting way to play, but he has got Bishop to this square as well. So Bishop E2 is the sensible way to play. Okay, I'm going to go Bishop E2 because I don't want him pinning me, and let's castle. Let's just get that set up, and now we have this structure. Yeah, I'll have to double check some of these lines again. Okay, but we can start thinking about the next things to do. So moving the knight over here doesn't seem totally ridiculous. But he's played this with the bishop here. So what else can we play here? Swapping queens is really boring. Trying to go for another ending scenario. I think we need to base a plan on something to do with this, correct? So can we go knight there and c4? Takes, bishop takes, b5, bishop d5. I think we have to try this one, but then if queen here, my knight looks a bit stupid. c5 takes, knight in here. This would be okay. I'm going to try this because I've got very short time in that last game, and I want to just play c4, and I want to take advantage of my development. Well, I want to play with my development advantage as much as I can before my opponent can castle. So so we're trying to open the position up with a well-timed c4 move in the structure to do something. Now he's got to decide where he puts his queen. Now, okay, this is the most natural move. Now I'm hoping c4 is all right, and takes, bishop takes, and if b5 looks like it wins a piece, I go bishop d5, and I attack his rook. So I think I have to follow up in the style that I've played, and I have to play this move. No other move makes any sense. Now I'd love to get in on his dart squares, but there's no way I can do that while his queen is there. So bishop takes now is obviously my plan. b5, bishop d5, and we've got to be confident, and oh, don't mouse slip, and he can go rook here, no, because his knight drops on b8, so I think we can do this. And it's a very symmetrical position, but I do have a big development advantage. I'm playing against these ones. Another thing I'd love to have time to do is something like this. And b5, the whole point of my play is I'm trying to put the bishop on d5. So of course he's logically castled. Now if I have to bring my knight back, which I might have to, because now b5 becomes an issue. So I think I have to bring my knight back, and it's probably about even, right? I mean, I can't see a way I can get my knight in there. No. If I go here, b5 comes. There's nothing happening, so he's going to go here anyway, isn't he? Okay, we have to do this. My knight is on the rim. And this will be my kind of thing next. But b5 is now critical. Do I have to go bishop d5 and give my bishop? I think I do. Well, I can go bishop b3. So b5, a key move. When bishop d5 is what I'm thinking of playing. He's very quick, this guy, it seems. And I'm already down to 6 minutes. But, oh no, what's happened there? Oh, I hope he can't take my queen. But it's probably even to slightly better for me, I feel, because I got slight development advantage, but it's certainly nothing to write home about. I'd love to. Can I play this move? I'm just thinking, can I play here? And we get the same position, but my knight has access to b6. So one very interesting idea is queen takes, knight takes, b5, knight b6, hitting his rook. If his rook moves, this bishop comes into play. So this is also, so okay, so he plays a normal developing move, making a lot of sense here. And now the other idea is queen b3, get my queen off that file and get ready to play the knight. Okay, this one is also, okay, I'm thinking out loud, obviously a lot of the time here, not sure. Queen b3 feels right, but b5, what are we doing against b5 there? I mean, do I have to go a4 first to stop this b pawn from moving? I don't really want to do that. No, I can't be better here. The more I'm looking at this, I'm thinking he's got no problems at all, has he? So here, b5. If I do put my bishop into this square, I'm playing with fire. Knight takes, knight takes. I've given up the bishop here. I don't like that much either. So I'm going to play a4 because b5 gaining space for him worries me a little bit. So I just want to stop him playing that. And I want to put my queen on this square. It feels like the most active square. I can maybe go for f7. Like rook d8 would be a mistake because I start hitting that. But I don't know. I'm so actually. I mean, my evaluation of the position keeps changing. Right. I think I'm like worse. I think I'm better. Then I think it's equal. And then I think I'm better again. and the move a4. It certainly makes a lot of sense to stop him playing b5. Now, if he goes bishop g4, do I allow him to double pawns? Okay, so he's trying to get rid of my bishop. That's a very sensible idea, trying to swap off. But now I've got little things like my knight coming in to this square, but I don't really want to allow this bishop to be exchanged, but there's no way I can see it keeping it. We could go for an ending again, queen d5, but I'm going to get a couple of dodgy pawns there. Knight takes pawn. Yeah, we don't want to be forcing that. So knight d5. There's knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes, rook b1. I need this bishop in a lot of these lines to like hit this square. So this is a very good move that my opponent has played here. Now queen here is obviously my backup. But then he takes and his queen switches over. But then I have knight d5. Then he has knight a5. My queen's on the wrong square. So I'm not sure I want to be doing that either. Now knight, I've got to move quicker than I'm moving at the moment. This is so slow. Knight here just doesn't feel like the way either. Okay, queen here takes, queen here. He's threatening that pawn. Knight here, knight a5. Oh no, because I've got knight. Okay, we're going to do this. So I've just realised that the line I was worried about, takes, queen here, knight d5, knight a5 doesn't work for him because I go knight takes e7. So this is quite a nice point. I'm relying on this move, but to try and come into these weakened dart squares in his position. But of course he's got lots of other very good moves here. But if he goes here, then my knight comes to g5, and we do, at least with the knight on g5, have an idea with everything lined up against the f7 square. So queen here, I'm going knight d5, and if e6, my knight comes into very nice, well, maybe it's not that nice, but his bishop will be locked in. That's all right. I'm happy with that. So this is okay. I think and we can also just play these moves very quickly, put the rooks into the center of the board. I mean, he's playing, I think he's playing good moves. He's swapping off. Bishops are better than knights in these kind of positions. So positionally, he's got the 2 bishops. That makes a lot of sense. And he's doing very well by using those bishops. Certainly. I've got double pawns that could be weak as well. So I mean, he's developing and doing things normally. My advantages are I've got these weak squares. I think that my knight come to. I'm a bit better developed. His bishop is there. I'm ready to bring my rooks in, and I've got a little bit of pressure against f7. These double pawns, I don't think it's a major concern because they also control some central squares, but this is the only move I was worried about. Okay, so he's going in for a queen exchange. Okay, I didn't consider this at all. So knight here, and he takes, bishop takes b2, rook b1, the bishop comes back, and is that really working for him? Knight here, rook here. I've sacked a pawn in that line. Is that anything? Don't think it's anything, right? Do we just play a move like so? I really want to play knight d5. Knight d5 takes, bishop takes here. Rook here, bishop g7. Knight b6, rook b8. Don't think I have enough counter play, so I will just play something along these lines. This move gives me knight e5. That's why I put the rook here. I couldn't play knight e5 previously because he can take that one. But now at least I have that move. This move available right now. At least I have this move. Knight to e5. By the way, I can see the chat because this is quite a big tournament. I'm trying not to look at the chat as much while I'm playing because, you know, I know that it's like, you know, I don't want to see any suggestions, probably because it will just mess up my play because you're just saying crap. Not that I'd listen to you, but you know what I mean, right? Okay, now, here, and also I'm trying to calculate the best I can, which is quite hard at times. So, I don't know, or do I come in first, or do I move the rook first? Do I care too much about that pawn? I think the knight should come in, no? He wants this. Okay, that's what he wants, I see. Alright, we're going to give this pawn up. Let's give the pawn up. I also had like knight g5 there, but we have to pick up, well, I have to pick up the pace a little bit here. Queen takes knight d5, and I'm hoping his queen gets in a bit of trouble, right? And I can always bang that knight here or win the pawn back here. That's kind of what I'm hoping. This kind of idea takes, rook comes in, and f7 becomes my target of attack. For example, queen takes here, knight comes in, and we try to bring it in like this. So he's got to do something with his queen. I don't think this feels a bit funny. His last move feels a little bit funny, bringing the queen to a square when my pieces, because the one advantage I have, he's got the advantage of 2 bishops, but the one advantage I do have in this situation is basically that I have a development advantage. So he's allowing me to develop even more by moving his queen here. Is he thinking of some move like knight a5 now, trying to get the queens off? And then I can take, he takes, is this, but then I take on e7. No, that's rubbish. He can't go knight a5. The problem for me and for him, we're both getting short of time. So he got it all the way back. Well, I should start coming in and trying to checkmate the guy, right? Shall we come in like Errol Flynn? Surely. Let's punish him. But then he's going to go e6. Do we come in like this way? This is what I've wanted to do all along. Let's not think. Let's go in. We're threatening this. We're threatening this. This knight is rocking and rolling. If he goes here, I take here with check. Knight there was tempting, but e6, I couldn't see anything, and I want to kind of keep on top of him on the clock. Okay, so he's come here, so now we go the other way. We go to this square. We try to embarrass these two pieces as much as we can, and got to remember this pawn is attacked, and this is not a problem. He can't move. Okay, he's forcing the exchange of stuff, but I'm very happy to exchange stuff because his rook is bad. What am I missing in this position? His pieces are horribly tied up. Knight takes here, queen takes. He can't get this bishop out. He can't get this rook out. He's put his queen on a bad square. This is a very strange move that he's played. If he comes back, I can come in, and this knight, this is what I was saying, those weakened squares that we're trying to, he has to come back, otherwise his position was horrendous. But I think now we can come here, or okay, or we come into d6. We come to d6, takes, and it looks good for me, but okay, which one? Here, rook a7, it looks good as well, and my knight comes here. Okay, let's keep the queens on the board because he's very tied down. If he puts his rook on a7, it's a horrendous piece, and I've just seen I can use my other knight. Okay, but I've allowed some tic-tacs here, or have I? b4 at least guards my queen against any tic-tacs, so I'm threatening to take his rook again. So this must be the correct move to play. I've got a5, we're embarrassing his pieces. a5, we're tying him totally down, and we can, whoa, okay, I missed this move. He's coming to try and take me there. I can take his rook. He's found a way to defend. That's a very annoying move. Missed this move. And is there not something we can do? I can take here, but this is not as good as I had hoped. I can go rook b1 and play the exchange sacrifice. Should we do that for the shits and giggles? Okay, let's do it for the shits and giggles, as they say. But I probably shouldn't have done that. Why don't I just take his rook? I'm thinking if he ever moves his rook, his queen and rook are really badly placed, and he can't. I'm trying to zugzwang him, so he's kind of zugzwanged. And now, okay, he can't move anything at the moment, so this is all right. And now I'm going to try to transfer my attention to checkmating him, because I've tied up all his pieces over here on this side of the board. So I'm just guarding my knight. Look at his queen. He's playing a queen down effectively, I think. So now my original idea is to go for glory over here, and let's bring it on. So queen here, knight g5, try to checkmate him on h7. So this is why we've sacked the exchange for this compensation. Can maybe come in and go knight g5 as well. Okay, so he's defending those dark squares, and that's something I missed that he could do. And again, my position should be fantastic here, but the time is not. And oh god, I'm so slow, aren't I? Okay. So I missed this king g7. I'm gonna have to. I'm not finding the best. I mean, my queen was very good on that square because he's totally stuck with moves. So let's move it back. And I just need to open him up a little bit over there because he can't move anything. Okay, so let's do it. I've got to move quicker. Look at his queen. His queen is an embarrassment to all queens. And now, is it time to now come in? I think it is. Let's again come in with an attack here while his queen is helpless. But I've got to move quick. Got to move quick here. Should be winning. But okay, we'll come in with some ideas of this. He still can't move much. My rook wants to come up and swing into the attack. We don't want to draw, obviously, so we're going to bring the rook over to try and come round to the attack. And now the idea is my rook can come in with this check, The queen can come in with another check. His queen has been stuck out of play for a long, long time. And how does he defend? Okay, now, which one is the correct way to do this? We'll go check. We haven't got much time here. Come into this square, threatening 2 checkmates in the position. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, son. Put on your pipe and smoke it, my friends. Boom. That's the way we're gonna rock and roll. That's the way we're gonna rock and roll. That was more like it. That was a good little exchange sack, right? That was a good little exchange sack. In actual fact, we can see that. Oh, hello. We can see it worked out pretty well, correct? I mean, like, if we go back to the position, and this was a really, I mean, where did it start to go wrong for him? I think the opening was pretty even, and this all, you can see he's got the 2 bishops. It thinks I'm a lot worse here, but it's maybe not as bad. His mistake started to come when he plays Queen D6. This move, I'm sure, is just not a good move, because now his queen, look at it, is horrendously placed. And now it's, he can't move this, he can't move this much, he can't move this much. They're just horrendous. And I think the key point was this exchange sacrifice, because you have to realize that I can take his rook here. It might still be all right. The computer is not suggesting rook b1, but I think this is a very clever move, because look at it. Now it actually thinks I'm better, because the theorizing behind it is that, just again, I want to make sure that he can't use those pieces ever. He's got a weakened position over on the king side. His dart squares are horrendously weak, and yeah, I mean, he put his rook on this square, but look at the state of the queen. The queen is very embarrassed on the a7 square. He can't move his bishop. I take it. So I played this move here, and the computer reckons I should go queen h4, which it makes a lot of sense. I mean, this move I just thought is going to open up his king a lot more, so we might as well continue as such. And we come back. I'm still doing very well here, and now we just got to open him up. And it's just like, he's playing a queen down. Let's just aim everything at his king, which we do. We bring the queen over, and he surely, I mean, I have better ways to win. The computer is saying that f5, that's very logical, but look, he's a queen down. His queen can't come around. The only way it can come back is to come back to b8, but that takes ages. So in that time, we just got to involve a third piece in the attack, maybe the bishop, but bringing the rook in made a lot of sense, right? So when do we do that? Here it comes. The rook comes in, because the rook coming across, my favourite swinger. Maybe the bishop can come to this square now, and there's not much he can do. Okay, and now knight e5 is correct, because I've got to get it out the way for the rook. And we get this square now for our queen. I don't think there's anything he can do. And of course here, it's going to be checkmate. If he goes this way, I'm just going to come in and it must be mate. And if he goes this way, he's getting checkmated on one of these 2 squares. So that kind of works out all right, yeah. Just about. So okay, let's have a look. So we are actually not on a bad score for us, considering we were last seed in the whole tournament. I don't know if it's beer time yet. It's Friday after all. But we're gonna have to play a couple more games. We're gonna have to play at least another game now. We're on 2 out of 3. But let's have a look at standings. So let's have a look. Kramnik, oh, the legend, which is Kramnik, is on 3 out of 3, and that's amazing to see. Well, not amazing. You expect him to be on 3 out of 3. He's one of the best players ever. If we go down to the 2 pointers, let's just enjoy being on 2 points for a minute. We can see, oh look, we're on the same points as Hikaru. Oh, that feels good. That'd be a nice little pairing in the next one, wouldn't it? We're on the same points of Aronian, Svidler, and many other top players. So we're doing all right so far. But 9 rounds, I can't believe we're just a third of the way through. It's a hard tournament, this one. A hard tournament, especially next round starting soon, and I need to have a wee. I'm gonna have to have a wee, I think, before we can do that. Okay, well let's wait. There's not many games left. There's just this one. If this is still going, okay, I'm gonna have a quick toilet break. Be back in a second. Yes, I did wash my hands, albeit at the speed of light, and yeah, maybe, you know, I didn't have time to dry them very well, but we got there, and we got there. We washed, and we attempted to. Yeah, we're back. Okay, this is the last round, last game of round 3, by the looks of it. Who are we going to play in the next round? It's going to be very exciting. We're going to play a real. You know, talking about this tournament, it's 148 players, and every single player is a Grandmaster, right? Incredible, yeah? 148 Grandmasters. I was the bottom seed, but probably because I have a low rapid rating more than anything else, because I haven't played that much. And who knows who we're going to play? We could get we're going to get a very strong game, whatever. But it could be a Super Grandmaster. We want to play a Super Grandmaster and we want to get a Dutch against a Super Grandmaster, right? That would be nice. Because the first game was the Sicilian, which was okay, but a Dutch should be good. Thank you all for watching, by the way. Obviously, I can chat to you in between rounds a little bit. I'm trying to explain my thought process so you can learn from a Grandmaster. I like this time limit. Blitz is a bit too fast for me online. I'm a bit too slow. I just can't calculate as well as the top players. I'm more play on instinct than anything else. I can't believe that guy just won on time. So this is a much more chilled, like, you know, I can at least chill out. Who have we got? We've got Chess Panda. Okay, now who? Oh, okay. Who's this? Yu Yang Yi. Bloody hell, he's good. Yu Yang Yi is an incredibly strong player from China. Chinese number 2, maybe something like that. So he's like 2740, isn't he? ELO rating. So this is going to be a walk in the park. But I'm very confident because we've got the Dutch in. Let's Dutch him up, boys and girls. In we go with a classical Dutch. Yep. Here we go. And now I'm going to play D6 because I want to just challenge the idea of playing E5. So my opponent logically stops that idea. And now we're going to go into a classical Dutch, because that's the way I rock and roll. That's the way you're going to rock and roll. And now, when they put the pawn here, I recommend this kind of idea in my chessball course, that you use Ari the A pawn just to probe them a little bit on that area of the board. So we want to use this A pawn to just ask him some questions over there. Right, now another standard idea is to put the knight into e4 because I'm slightly more cramped in the structure. So you want to exchange pieces off. So by moving a knight into the square, you're more likely to exchange off the knight. When you're cramped, aim for exchanges. But a second point behind this move is that my bishop can gain this diagonal. I'm moving pretty quickly because I've had this kind of concept multiple times before. And my opponent has now put pressure on this knight. So I can now go into a pretty decent stone wall Or I have the option of capturing and playing my favourite idea, which is e5 at the right moment. So capture, capture, knight c6 followed by e5. But if I do that, maybe my opponent will take my knight. So let me just think. So I can take and go e5 straight away. Or we can play the stone wall structure. I'm just trying to work out which one I prefer here. Stone wall, or do we keep it classical? But what do I do after this one? Knight comes here. Well, I kind of like takes, moving the queen maybe. Okay, takes. Let's play e5. Now then, if he takes the queens, it goes knight d3. My pawn there. You know, one little mistake against a guy this strong, I lose. Hence why I'm taking my time. Now this is like maybe a bit of a scared move, but I am scared. So you know, okay. But let's have a think about this. Takes, knight c6, c4, e5. Takes, knight d3. And in that position, he's better, I kind of guess from experience. So takes, queen e7, trying to go e5. I'm going to play d5. I'm going to keep the position closed because I'm sure it's not the best move, but this is a much more solid option, and I just want to have against this player. I want to just get a game of chess because you know, he's so strong. Now I want to play aggressively, so I'm not going to sit here and let him dominate. So c5 is the move I would generally want to play. Now that does involve a pawn sacrifice, but I feel I'm going to get compensation, but not if he takes this way maybe. So, but c5 is certainly the move. Do I have to go b6 first, or do we play a4 and close that area all the way down as well? Okay, let's try this one, trying to get control of the c4 square. Maybe with my knight aiming to come in if he moves. I mean, I've moved the a pawn for a reason. I might as well bloody keep moving it, right? Let's keep moving the a pawn. And I'm trying to obviously well, I say obviously, if he moves this pawn, then I'm trying to think of the best squares for these guys, and this knight feels like it would be very happy getting into that newly made home. And the other possibility, if he goes here, I can go b5 and just go, you know, that is completely shut down on that area. So he has to, which he is, think about the best way to play now in this position. I mean, something like f3 might be all right. I'm wondering if I'm ever going to take here. That improves my structure a little bit because he can't go c4 anymore. So do I play that one? Okay, so well, I think I have to take his knight now. We don't want to move backwards, so let's take this one off the board. And again, c5 gets hit by knight takes. Do we play knight c6, threaten this pawn? e4 is something I always look at playing. Problem with this move, it gets in the way. Gets in the way of things like this pawn. But am I really ever going to use this pawn? I don't know if I am. So let's play knight c6 because we threaten a pawn in the middle. We develop a piece, and I'm thinking my bishop preferably wants to come over to the king side like this. So again, taking here, I'm not worried. I can try to force something, but this maneuver seems all right. His knight is very good on this square. If I try to force that pawn to move, that's interesting, isn't it? Here, and then b6 at the right time. This is a very interesting move. He's so quick. Let's play it. Let's play it. It's interesting, and I'm trying to force this pawn to make a decision so we can use the c4 square. And if he defends this, oh shit! If I just okay, we can go b6, which we should play anyway. Okay, it's not that bad. I thought I just lost an important tempo there. I kind of want to play b6 anyway, because I talked about the bishop maneuvering around this way, but it will be better striking towards the center. And his one pawn break is e4, which I'm hoping he can't play now because I pick up d4. You know, talking about all these things, when I'm playing someone as strong as this, and I've seen this guy, he's incredible, he's one of the best players in the world. The one thing I don't want to do is get short of time and not be able to calculate when the position gets even more critical. So we've got to play a little bit quicker. But my position seems to be absolutely fine. I'm not worried about this position at all. This moves, my knight has a brilliant square on c4. If it doesn't move, I develop my last piece, and we can maybe even consider playing the move c5 on the right occasion. If he takes my knight off, he loses a bishop, a very important one. I think this bishop has potential when I open up the position. So actually, I'm very happy. I'm very happy with the way things have gone so far. So this kind of seemed natural to play this. Now, do I just put my bishop on b7, or do we try for something a little bit more? I'm not worried about losing this pawn, or am I? Do I take this? No, my knight comes in, so I should move my bishop. Let's just develop. Control the center, develop a piece. Trying to move my queen. Next move, complete my structural development. And really, I want to play aggressively with pawn to c5. B pawn moves. Yeah, okay, we're not worried about that. The knight comes in. But what I'm trying to work out what my actual plan is. You know what? I'm thinking about pushing Harry, but then I'm realizing that I don't want to give away the g6 square. If his knight comes here, I'll go queen d7. Maybe I should just put my queen on d7, because I connect the rooks, and that can't be a bad thing. I want to go here, but I've got to watch out for bishop b4. c5 doesn't work for a number of reasons. Maybe, okay, he's closed it all down. Quite shocking that he's done that. Maybe this knight wants to come back. I'd love to get it to d6. Now this is a move I really want to play, but it's just never working, is it? Okay. Do we now go here and get rid of this knight? No, because he takes with a, he can't take with a pawn. Here takes. I think that knight's better than my bishop. This is interesting positionally, because that knight always has chances to jump in. Let's try and positionally get rid of that knight. My bishop is bad because it's behind pawns of my own color, light square pawns in the middle. So let's just try it. And I want him, I don't really want him to take with a pawn. Okay, so now we take on d3 and we take with a rook here. And he's going to go c4. Okay, fuck. That was the move that gives him an edge, right? C4, and he goes to this. Yeah, and he gets a little edge. I missed this b4. Fucker. Okay, and if I go back... That's Charlie. Can you hear Charlie the cat there? It's a really loud cat. Can you hear him? He's really loud. He's out. You hear him, yeah. That when cats get old, they scream a lot. So it's nothing too much to worry about. But I'm sure he's been looked after well anyway. Okay, so I'm actually a little bit worse now. I didn't want to allow this move, so this is a little bit annoying. And if I go here, he's going to go here. So it's a bit unpleasant, I have to admit. Here. I mean, it's not nice. I don't really have much counterplay here as well, so this is unfortunate. Ah, dear. Okay. Oh, I don't like this now. I really don't like this position. Have to say, it's not fun. Not fun to play. His light square bishop is so strong. So c6. That's, yeah, Charlie the cat, I should say, was making those noises. Here, and I should be losing a pawn, right? Yeah, and he's got this b pawn. That looks horrible. What do I do here, guys? I can't think of a way to actually, I mean, play this position. It's just stinky. It's a stinky position. Queen d6 and try to move the c pawn. And if he takes here, Yeah, he can just win that pawn, right? Queen here, it gets in the way. I honestly can't think of how to play this position. This is the best thing I can think of. And because if I'd have gone c6, he goes b5. So I mean, yeah. And this is also. Well, I'm surprised. Well, actually, I say this is also. I'm assuming he's playing a brilliant move, but actually, I don't know why he did that. Did he really need to do that? Okay, so I can now get a blockade, right? Okay, let's go c6 first, maybe. Oh, he's going to take. No, he can't take there. Right. I want to just try to blockade and defend. Why did he take there? He didn't need to do that. I'm very surprised he did that. I mean, it might be a very good idea, and who am I to doubt someone this strong? But why did he release the tension? He's probably still a lot better. But why did he take there? Because now he's opened up the e file. He's given me a target to attack. I don't understand entirely why he did that. It seems very strange. Because I can blockade it now with b5, and he doesn't have many pawn breaks. You know, I go b5, I go rook here. It's a bit passive though, because he can gang up on this. But I'm surprised he played that one. Anyway, let's continue. He'd probably want to play b5 here, but I take it, of course. And now he is playing for this pawn, so I have to defend this pawn. He's going to go here and get everything lined up, and I have to defend it with everything and sit and wait. This doesn't work, does it? An active solution. Takes, rook takes. No, there's nothing. Okay, so maybe, yeah, obviously he knows more than me. Who am I to doubt? Who am I to doubt him? I'm still worse here. I'm sure he knows what he's doing much better than I do. And this is the kind of thing I might have to look at doing and just sit and pray. Again, I want to break. I'd love to get my bishop to d6, but it's too slow, surely. He's going queen c2. Do I have to play b5? No. Here. Okay. Do I go here and try to get some counterplay? Okay, let's try to get some counterplay. We don't want to sit. We don't want to sit passive. Queen c2, and can I get any counterplay? Or is everything dropping? Can I take here? Looks like a load of rubbish, actually. So queen c2. How am I meeting that move? c5 takes. My king's too weak, probably. So queen c2 is worrying me. I mean, I obviously saw this, but didn't. I thought I had to play the rook here anyway. Queen c2. What am I going to play? What am I going to play, guys? Just with this idea, and everything gets exchanged. Of course, he's played it. c5. I kind of want to play, but he takes everything. The queen comes in, and it just looks like my back rank is too weak. Here he takes on f5. Can't see it. Can't see what I'm doing here. Queen here. But then what next? So if he takes here. Okay, we'll go. Then he's gonna grab that one, is he? So, G6. Everything comes off. Okay, G6. I have to give him the A pawn. I'm not sure about his G6 move. Maybe there was a good move there. But yeah, he's just going to grab this one now, right? I mean, I want to take here. Okay, so he's going this way. This might also be good. But I thought maybe there's some chances in this ending. Let's see. So I got it. Oh, my bishop's attacked. Fuck. But it doesn't matter. Maybe. Well, it does matter. I just totally missed that he... Oh, fuck. I just forgot my bishop's attacked. I can never get in. Oh, no. Okay. That's that, I think. That is that. Not a nice position at all. Yeah, okay. I forgot. I thought I could take there. but I didn't realise my bishop attack. We'll have a look at this afterwards. So it was a tough game, this one. It was a tough game, very tough game. Obviously it's going to be, but at some point I think I was doing absolutely fine, but the accuracy is not good. Now my last thing I'm thinking, if he takes there, I go rook c8. We're playing on a little bit, because it is opposite coloured bishops. So if the rooks come off, there's some chance of a draw. I say some chance. It's not a very good chance because all my pawns are on light squares. So you know, but I feel if he just plays like this, for example, I'm not going to have much hope of surviving, because my rook can never. He's got the open file, right? So what can I possibly try? Bishop here, sacrifice here, queen the a pawn. It's all a bit pipe dreamy, isn't it? And he's gonna bring his king to defend everything as well. So yeah, okay, we'll try this one. Maybe the bishop can improve somehow, but if this ending probably completely lost. Bishop takes here, he'll win this pawn. 3 pawns up in an opposite coloured bishop ending must be enough. So there we go. The Dutch wasn't quite good enough for you, Yang Yi. Got a good position, but he played well as expected, and I didn't get many chances in this game. Didn't get that many chances. I mean, can he take this pawn? This is what he's calculating now. If he takes there, I'm going to try to get my rook in. At least I get one active piece. But I expect he can take it. He doesn't even want to. This is a much safer move. And now if I go here, rook comes here, and again I've got to try this one. I'm trying to like convince his rook to go off the file, and then I've just got to come in and cross my fingers. So for example, rook b6, rook c8, and I've just got to cross my fingers here and hope that my rook coming in can cause some problems, but I don't think it will. Rook takes here, rook here. Another nice move from him. He stops my rook coming in. See, that's quite a class move. Cross my fingers how I play chess. Yeah, I understand that. If I take rook here, don't believe it. Don't believe it. It's not happening, is it? That's a class move. That is a class move. And there's nothing. My pawns just drop here. I think resigns is probably what I'm doing next. There's no possible way. Close, but I just didn't find the right move in the critical position. I just can't see anything I can do here. He's just going to pick them up one by one. I mean, is there anything I can do here? I literally just think I have to resign here. Okay, we'll give him some respect. We'll resign. And you can see he's plus 4. Well, you'll see now. So anyway, I do want to know where I go wrong. So it was a bugger. It was going well. Let's have a look at the opening. But, you know, it's very tough. And we go back. And, well, I think this is all okay. This is all okay. Everything's going according to plan, but now I played this d5 move, and I really wanted to take here and play this kind of position, and maybe I should have just played this and played my normal e5. I think if I was playing a weaker player, I'd have just gone for this, and I think this is just absolutely fine, no matter what this computer says. But let's have a look. This is still alright, and as I mentioned later on, I was pretty happy with my position around about here. So it seemed like everything's quite nice. Maybe b6 first, but this was a very interesting move, and I'm still pretty happy here. But I played my first mistake around here. I tried to get very clever with bishop a6. This was a big mistake. I thought, oh, this is a nice positional idea. Because this knight's coming in, but if I just keep my patience here, and yeah, I mean the computer says just bring your knight back. The knight's not going to ever come in, is it? It's never going to come in. So bringing the knight back and sending it on a route like this would make a lot of sense. Now this might seem ridiculously slow, but the position's so locked up, the drawing chances are quite high. and trying to send this knight around, it makes some sense, yeah? Send that knight around back into the game, right? Knight c6, knight e7. So this bishop a6, now what's the point? Well, the point is I thought his knight was a very good piece and my bishop wasn't. So positionally I'm trying to swap off, but now he obviously takes the opportunity to capture here. And I didn't like this pawn structure after this. This looked horrible. So I took here, and I missed that he can play these two moves. And this was really pretty horrible for me, because look how strong his light squared bishop becomes in this. But okay, we play queen here, and another surprising move. I didn't think that was best, but the computer still likes it, so that's just my judgment is not good. And is it? And now, and then okay, so I was kind of right with my judgment. But what should I play here? So I wanted to play b5, and why didn't I do that? Just play b5. Why didn't I do b5? Should have just played b5. That's my one opportunity. I was worried at some point that he would come round and he could take that one when he's got the pressure on the c file. So for example, I wanted to play b5, but I was worried about some sequence like this. Rook here, queen here, rook here. I saw this happening. I got worried about this one when he's just threatening to take here, right? And this is the kind of position. But of course, as the computer indicates, as long as I keep that pawn, which is a weakness, under pressure, I'm absolutely fine. And this is there's nothing to worry about here at all. You know, I just gotta watch out for some cheap tricks, and I should be all right. I think the last mistake maybe came around this moment when again I should play b5, and after queen c2 it felt like it's too late to defend here. It feels like it's a little bit too late, and this is the losing move. I forgot that my bishop is attacked when his rook comes in, which is very annoying. And as soon as his rook comes in, well, you know, my whole point of this was that I want to play rook takes e3, and I'm fine because my rook becomes active, his pawns start dropping, but I can't do that move because he takes that bishop, and we all saw what happened there. So it was quite a close game. I mean, the couple of errors I made there was I needed to be a little bit more patient here. Bishop a6 I thought was a clever move, but this was, I feel, the one mistake I made. And then later on, I have to play b5 because it guards my a pawn and it just keeps things a lot more solid. So apart from those two moves, everything seemed pretty okay, right? Pretty all right. Anyway, we're on 50%. It's bloody tiring, this tournament. This is like really tiring. We will play one more game, I think. Let's see if we can win the next one. At least try to get to a plus score. Yeah, that's got to be an attempt. And I don't know. I mean, honestly, we've only played what, 4 games? We're not even halfway. This is a 9-round tournament. It's a Friday night. The taste of beer. I can smell beer, and it's like it's calling me. Beer, a film on a Friday night. It's calling me in. But we'll play one more game. You know, I mean, can I really face another 5 tough games? Give myself brain damage? It's hard work. You know, you can't make one mistake in these things. I mean, I do love it as well. I do love it. Maybe I could grab a beer. And I love that. Grab a beer and attack the shit out of him. That's also not a bad idea. Just grab a beer, get some shots in, and attack. Yeah. Actually, that is quite tempting. Maybe I should just get a beer. It is. I'll probably get thrown out. Are you allowed to drink beer when you're playing in chess tournaments? Oh, it's been done before, so I reckon we can. I'll hold off a little bit. But I might need to get some kind of drink. Okay, let's have a look at some of the remaining games. So we have, well, Robson is on 2 points as well, and this is a winning position, queen versus rook. It's actually, with correct play, very, very hard to win. But black has to be very careful he doesn't drop the rook at some moment. It seems like black's defending very well. You've got to keep the rook actually away from the king. That's why, you know, dropping it at some moment is very close. And they're both very short time. How many moves have they played here? So they played 100 moves. It's possible it could be get to the 50 move rule. I don't know when the last capture was. So the 50 move rule is if you play 50 moves without a capture or a check, it's a draw. And nearly lost on time there. 1 second left. It's a draw. There you go. Brilliant defensive work there with the rook. Who was that? Who defended that? Nordiebeck. Ah, he's quite good, right? He's quite, yeah. Look, I mean, so many good plays in this, yeah? Do you qualify with 50%, do you? I don't even know how many people qualify from this Tamanov. I don't even know the rules of this tournament. I thought it was like the top 6 qualify. I mean, I didn't think there was much chance of qualifying, so I haven't done it. 76 qualifier. Well, I probably should play a little bit more. No one told me that. I didn't even know the rules. Do I have to play all night then? Okay, I'll have to get a beer at some point. I'm not spending the whole of Friday. So 50% qualifier. All right, I didn't know that. So let's. Wow, that's quite. Let's do it. Let's try to qualify. 3 divisions, top 76 go through. Wow. Okay, well let's have a look where the standings are and where we are at the moment. So it's half the field go through. It's 148 players. And we are positioned Kramnik on 4 out of 4. Brilliant stuff from Kramnik. And whereabouts are we then at the moment? We're on 50% at the moment. And we're in like 53rd place or something, did we? Where are we? No, we're on... There we are. So we're on 72nd place. So it's stopped now. We would actually qualify. So okay, so we need to just win our white games, right? So we need to win the next one. And as we say, every game is going to be a real challenge because we're playing a top Grandmaster all the time. £2 million on the line, says Charlie the Chess Cat. You're just thinking about your cat food, Charlie. You're just thinking how much cat food would that buy me? Have you stopped screaming outside now? We all heard you. Well, we all heard you screaming outside. We all heard you, Charlie. You know, don't try to deny it. You were out there screaming. We are tied with Swindler. Okay, so if the top 76 qualify, we should of course keep playing. It's going to be very tough, but we'll keep going. I didn't realise half the field qualify. You probably should look at the rules before you enter something. That's not a bad idea, is it? Do Tequila Slam as well. I mean, I think it's going to be a long stream anyway. You can see Rajabov is only on 1.5 out of 4. This is how strong this tournament is, yeah? It's incredible. Really, 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 really strong tournament. So I suppose that the top 70, whatever it was, to qualify, when you get near the end of the tournament, if you're on a plus score, a lot of players can start drawing. That's what I'm thinking. Kebab 2 to go with beer. Oh, I do love a kebab, I have to say. I'm trying to eat less meat, but a nice kebab now and again, you can't really beat a nice kebab. You know, when you've had a beer at the end of the night. You know, Charlie's not going to agree with that. Charlie's not really a kebab cat, but I do like it. Okay, well let's hope the next game starts now or soon. So you can see we've played 4 rounds of 9. So the top 72 qualify. I don't know what they qualify for, but they qualify. I'll take it if I do. That would be amazing. And are there any other English GMs playing? And we can see that it looks like all the games are finished. I don't think they need to have a long break because it's such a draining tournament anyway. I don't think... I mean, when they said this would be over in 3 hours, 10 minutes plus 2 seconds of move, it's going to be a really hard tournament. So any other English GMs playing? Well, let's just check the field. You guys can help me search. Maybe a quicker way of doing this. I'm just going to search for is it the English flag they use or the British flag? Can't see any. It might be I'm the only English player. That looks like the English flag, but that's Jabava on 2.5. We keep going down the fields. Look at me with my lovely rating, 2279, sandwiched in between 2 2600s, and there's little Peter above me there. Oh, how nice is that? We keep scrolling down. Still can't see any English players. Can't believe Radjabov's having such a bad tournament. Surprising. We keep going down, down, down. Big Fish, isn't he really... Isn't he... Oh, is that someone else I'm thinking of? Well, they're all really good players. Everyone is a Grandmaster in this competition. We keep going down. Penguin is not having a good tournament, is he? He's on 1 out of 4. That surprises me. 1 out of 4 for Penguin. I thought he'd be... And Grandilius is on 1 out of 4 as well. No Gawain. I can't see Gawain in the tournament at the moment. A lot of strong players on 1 out of 4. And these guys have withdrawn, probably realising that they're thirsty and they want to go down the pub on this Friday night. It's okay. It is a grind. Come on, just start the next round, chess.com. We've got 5 rounds to go. This man is going to have to crumble and get a beer, isn't it? Polish fighter was on 1 out of 4, really? Maybe he just withdrew because it's really... I can't see him on 1 out of 4. I mean, I don't know, maybe possibly. Duda on 1 out of 4. Oh, he had... Is there server... Don't say the server problems. I tell you what, if they... Oh, but maybe they just put through the top 72 now. That's it. Let's do it. This would be perfect. The server problems. Is it the top 7? Oh, no, we've got to play another game. Goodness sake. Got my hopes up there. Got my hopes up there. Okay. We are playing Gasson, who is... I don't know this player, Jose Rafael, and I think we should stick with the Jabava London because we played that in every game so far, and we got 50% with it. But I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to play it a bit more myself. I'm trying to get, you know, I like the way it avoids a lot of theory, and now this is the move that we are mainly recommending here. But also, I'm just trying to think. So knight here is our main recommendation, right? Yeah, so this is our new way of playing the Jabava London. Previously we recommended e3, but we like this line. It looks very strange, but the point of this move is that both knights are bad. And this is the main line. We have a little threat sometimes of taking here, and the new way we've recommended playing this position is with some very aggressive king-size stuff. But after here, what is our right way of doing this? Because the knight wants to come in to this square, and again my memory is not as good as I'd hoped. So if I go here, c5 comes, right? We did look at this line as well. So important not to make a mistake at this part of the game. Is queen d2 right? a3, knight here. And that looks a bit annoying, right? If that knight comes in. So bishop here, c5. Then do we flick a check in? That looks okay, with knight e2 to come. So at the moment I'm thinking bishop d3 and knight e2, but we're playing against this bishop. I just can't remember what I filmed last week. It's really bloody annoying. I mean, queen here I don't like because the bishop comes in. And if I go bishop here, my knight can come to e2, I can castle. I might lose the bishop pair after this, but that seems to be okay. So I think we're going to go with this move. And it allows our knight to come out and for us to castle at the right time. If he plays c5, this check is what I was intending to play. Bishop d7. He does get rid of his bad bishop though. And if the knight comes in, I'm very happy, I'll take it. But c5 is the move I'm most concerned about here, actually. Maybe after c5... Oh, wow, what the fuck is that? Jesus. Have I just blundered into something? Fuck me. Fuck a duck. What was that? Jesus, he's played a stonker. He's played a stonker, but I'm not that worried because even if he wins a pawn, his dart squares are quite weak, so I can, worst case scenario, take that. But what the fuck is that move? That move has just spun me the fuck out. Excuse my French, but just like... don't do shit like that to me. that stuff's gonna screw me up, man. You can't do shit like that. What the fuck is that, man? Just chill out. Okay, I mean maybe just Queen C1. I mean, but he that is just, yeah. I mean Queen C1 and Knight E2. What the fuck, man? Here takes King here. Okay, Queen C1. Is Queen C1 right? I'm normally the player spinning people out, but he's totally spun me out. He's threatening to take here. What a move! What a move! What a move! Okay, Queen here I think is alright. But what the hell, man? Bishop A3. What a move! I love it. I love it. And I just need 2 more moves and I'm okay. Now he can. The thing is, he can like swap the queens off, but my bishop is very strong. If he doesn't win a pawn and he exchanges somehow this bishop for this knight, I'm very, very happy. So for example now, Knight E2 just looks correct. Yeah, we need to save some time. And if I castle, I'm very, very happy. Okay, so he's trying to get rid of this bishop. Now bishop, he's very quick, this guy. I've got to be a bit wary of his quickness. But this is the normal response. And then F6 and I come back. So we'll stick to what I know. And the point of this is after F6 here, if he does capture me, we get this play on the light squares around here. So I think his bishop A3 was a little bit superficial. But who knows? If I castle though, he will take here and he's going to get those dark squares, isn't he? So this is maybe just an absolutely fine move. The way he's played it, if my queen was still on D1, there'd be some issues with his knight. But the way he's played it, he has forced my queen here. This guy is kind of a mind bender, isn't he? He's the mind bender player. I thought I was a mind bender, but this guy's a mind bender. Okay, so he's come back. And I'm still mind bended. Now, I think I'd be very tempted just to play A3 because there was ideas of this coming in and I want to have B4 as an option. I want to kick his pieces back, and then my next idea will be to maybe transfer this one around or go Knight F4 and force that knight to do it. I did just see that. Yeah, the Dead Skeletons, they are a really good band, aren't they, man? Are you glad you found them, Richard? By the way, we're playing quite a serious tournament now, so I won't look at the chat too much, but I just saw the name, the Dead Skeletons. Brilliant band. A very, very cool band. But we're playing, yeah, big tournament. Someone can explain what the tournament is, but we're doing all right. The top 72 qualify. And we're only Grandmasters are in this tournament. There's basically some of the strongest players in the world playing. Now we could talk about Dead Skeletons when we play. It's all right. Maybe this is this the strongest sort of Grandmaster tournament of all time that we're playing in? I don't know. It could be. But anyway, let's try to get some more points. So I think my next idea is something like Knight F4, correct? Forcing his knight to make a decision. So Knight F4 now, or do we play this? Do we play B4 first when his queen will come back? Knight F4, I think he will take there. Bishop takes. And if Knight F4 takes, that surely gives me a nice attack. I've always got this move, right? Well, not always, because he can take here. But okay, I think Knight F4 is logical. My bishop doesn't have anywhere else to go. Now C5, I mean, do I play B4 first? I don't want to force his queen back to where it might defend better. Is what I'm thinking. So Knight F4 takes C5. Would I be annoyed if he suddenly played that? And takes, knight takes. I might go B. I don't know I really don't know if B4 is correct or not. So I'll play it anyway. It feels like his queen is kind of better over here because it defends his kingside. So now this move is what I'm thinking as my follow-up. So let's continue as I planned. So at least I've stopped this C5 break. So I'm trying to control both areas of the board. But he also doesn't have many issues in this position, does he? Could I have taken that knight? I just realised I could have taken that knight and done some quite bad structural damage. I mean, when I say, I think now this and E5 is what I'm most concerned about. So e5 coming, and he gets a little space advantage there. So don't know. Should I have even tempted him to play an f6? A bit late. Let's not think about it. Okay, so bishop d6 is the move that I'm most concerned about when he's going to try to come through the center. This move, oh god, he just like the guy just like, I mean, he just confuses me too much. I'm going to take that and see what he's got. And what have I missed here, people? Okay, I'm going to take this one. What have I missed? Is he going to go bishop here? And then I take, queen takes, queen d2. What have I missed? d4. Okay, well we have to take it, otherwise we're losing. So there's no choice. Now I was hoping I could take and just go queen d2. And then d4 takes. He's complete cowboy, isn't he? This guy, complete loony tune, isn't he? I thought, you know, if you thought I was a Looney Tune, this guy is like Looney Tune Uno. I'm the Looney Tune. But you know, if I can castle, I do have a pawn. He clearly has some compensation, but it is a pawn. The kind of plan I'd love to play is this and bring the knight either here or in here. This knight is offside as well, so it's a very imaginative sacrifice. My opponent's clearly a very imaginative player. I mean, really exciting player. So I give him obviously a tip of the hat for that. Right, so we're one move away from castling now. This move? It looks like the most scariest because my king's still in the middle, and he tries to open up my king with that. When I have two options, I either move the knight in or I take it. Now I kind of feel like taking might be correct, and if queen takes, I just castle. And if he goes here and gives me a check, I just move my knight back. So I think if he goes here, I simply capture it. I mean, he can never take here because the bishop takes h7. If he goes queen here, so he's got to cause me some problems. So he's bringing his knight back around, and he's just going to go for my king. I have to castle at some point anyway, so let's do it now. My time is very important, and I need to bring this knight around. I'm a pawn up. I need to defend some open lines which he's going to attack along. Obviously, he's got these open files, so I will be on the back foot. But of course, you know, again, if I defend these open lines, I'm going to win because I have the extra pawn in the ending. So like something like knight e2, bring the knight to my king side to help defend. I don't think e4 is right. It doesn't feel right, but I think this going for the dart squares, trying to get my queen in on the dart squares. Okay, so is he getting ready to come in as well? I mean, f3, it's a very committal move to play. Is he okay? Maybe my knight should start moving now. He's going to push his h pawn as well. It's a bit easier for him to play this position, certainly. f3 and rook e1, just like hold the fort, is also tempting. I mean, I much prefer attacking than defending, as I'm sure you're all aware. So that's why I'm okay. This knight, I'm going to move this knight for better or worse. This is what springs to my attention to bring it around to the king side. Now, if I put it on g3, it will get hit by h4, and he's bringing his pieces around as well. So queen c3 is what I wanted to do, but then the queen will come to g5. Knight d4. His knight is coming to g5 as well. Scary position. f3. f3 looks right. We can't think too long. The time goes quickly. This move followed by knight g3. And we try and not just defend 100% passively. We try to also have some bite in the position. And then something like rook here and e4. So he's keeping the bishops on the board. c4, is that... I mean, this move, do I just bring... does this move... This move gives him too many squares. I'm never playing that move, am I? This move just seems also dodgy. So what do we do? Do we just centralize the rook? Let's do it. Okay, time is so important. My opponent's gaining a nice lead on time on me. And I expect he will now try and use this guy. C3, does that... I mean, how do I play? I'm just trying to think of my plan, my strategy here. Because even though I'm pawn up, I'm cramped, and he has the easier lines to play on. So what can we do? We can play knight to f5 possibly. I've just seen a message. Players are not allowed to. I am actually seeing some of the messages. So occasionally, yeah. I mean, I can't really stop that. I wouldn't think any advice from my opponent, my which is not happening anyway. But what do you want me to do? I mean, I can stop streaming, but then what's the point in? Well, yeah, okay, but that's not the. What's the issue? What would you like me to do? I'm actually chess.com Simon, so I'm actually seeing you now. What? I mean, I'm happy to do whatever you want me to do. You just tell me. I mean, shall I finish this game? It's the rules that players can't stream their own perspective. Okay. So do you want me to stop the stream? Is that what we're doing here? So, Ginger, you are playing the tournament you're broadcasting. I would like to see you play. Well, I mean, if I'm told by it I can't play the tournament anyway. Time, yeah, I know. But if I'm being told I have to actually stop the tournament, that's also quite bad. Okay, let me finish this game. It might be a troll, and then if it is someone official, they can contact me on something. Okay, I'm gonna finish this game anyway, whatever, and then we can discuss if it's a troll or not. I don't know if it's a troll or not. Okay, but yeah, I mean, I will try to. Yeah, email me is best. Let's do that. I can check email. Probably gonna lose on time now anyway. Okay. Right. Well, that's a real pity if we have to stop, obviously. But as you are probably aware, I haven't read any of the rules for this competition. I'm not very good at reading the rules. I would have thought that you think they're legit. Oh, that's a pity. It's a pity, isn't it? We're having fun streaming this event. It's been a lot of fun. But I suppose it's a very serious tournament. So I don't know why streaming would your own perspective would be cheating. I mean, this is normally allowed in Title Tuesday and everything else, isn't it? So I'm not sure why that's an issue. But other people are doing it, are they? Well, I don't know. Let me finish the game because it'd be annoying to lose this game. I'll finish this game, and then I can catch up and find out what's happening. It's kind of put me off my stride a little bit, but let's not moan. Don't moan, Simon. Keep trying to play. Okay, let me finish this game. I'll stream this game, and I'll work out what's going on after the game, and we'll do that. Okay, right. Okay, back to the game. Okay, what's happening? So he's trying to open up that side of the board, and now what do we do with our knight? Do I aim to exchange off more pieces, or do we come in? I might try to come in and get rid of another piece, but then if I come in, knight here comes, and he's getting a lot of pressure there. Do I really want to take that one, or do I? Okay, I'm gonna try to swap the knights off. I'm getting very short time, a little bit thrown off stride now as well, which is my own fault. Should have looked at the rules, but okay, I don't know. That bishop doesn't seem great, so I'm not in a rush to take that one. But maybe knight d6 was better. I'd much rather exchange knights off. The more pieces I exchange, the better, because I won't look at the chat anymore anyway, guys, for this game. Not that I look at it much, just I do see the odd message coming up, obviously, which, you know, is something. But I can't imagine that is one reason for cheating, because clearly you can do that when you're not streaming even more, right? At least when you're streaming, you can see exactly what's happening. And to be honest, like I say, if you're going to take the advice of a lot of people in the chat, Good luck for you, sir. But we'll work it out afterwards. We'll see what's happening afterwards. Let's try to win this game, get to a good score, and at least we've had some fun games already. If we have to stop the stream, and it's part of the rules, we have to stop the stream. That is part of what we're doing. Okay, so here now, f4 is my first fault. He wants to come in. What's this position like? Takes. I mean, I feel it should be all right for me. If I play e4 as well here, this is definitely a very tempting move. Takes with the pawn, and his queen is attacked. I might just, or next move he's going to go bishop here, right? He's such a tricky guy. So here, bishop here. My knight is very strong, and I'm running out of time. Okay, I'm gonna go for this one. I want to be a little bit active. My knight is very well placed on d4, and if I can get these pawns one further up, then I would positionally just be winning. So that's what we're aiming to do. If he takes, I want to get some counterplay by opening up the f file. If he goes bishop g4, then I might better flick in e5 tactically, or bishop h5. I might better play the g4 move as well. So we'll see. So what do we do? I mean, this is my main thing, but we're under a minute now, and I hate getting short time. So I'm so bad when I'm short time, and he's going to start moving very quickly. But it looks like a good position, right? I mean, e5. I don't know how he stops it. And if I get these two moves in, well, I've got a lovely position. I'm just steamrollering right through the middle of the board. Okay, so he's got to take here. Now we open up the rook. Yeah, we open up the rook, and it's got the only. Now I wanted to take here and sacrifice something with this kind of pressure, but is that oh, my time? I hate getting short time. This is also very tempting, and then knight here, bishop. Okay, this is okay. I'm gonna have to move quick now, guys, so I'm just not going to talk as much. I've got a lovely position, but it's very easy to blunder when you're me. Knight here, and I want to take here. Okay, takes. Okay, I really want to take this one. Oh, fuck it. Fuck it. Am I fucking it? Yeah, okay, we're fucking it. Let's do it. Does this work tactically? E6 is weak. If he takes with the king, this is what I want to play. Hit those light squares. If he takes my knight, I intermezzo with rook takes f8 in the position, and I have a queen f2. So here we're going to take, and we hope we can cover everything with our knight now coming back to d4. I assume is best. Oh, we could also exchange queens, but actually I want to keep the queens on the board, and let's give him this check and try to get my queen over now to deliver checkmate on this square. And he brings his queen and some defensive bishop here first, blocking the queen coming over, and we can take this one and go queen here check. And is there a mate? I don't know. Let's just keep it solid and push this pawn. Oh fuck it, I'm getting nervous now. Oh, Simon, is this rook coming in scary? I don't know. Oh, what the fuck? Oh no, I didn't see my time was so low. Just totally thrown off track there. Oh fuck's sake. Oh man, that was so annoying. I just totally forgot about my clock. Ah, oh, Jesus Christ, that was a good game as well. I was going to go rook f1 here. Just about. I just forgot about the clock. Okay. And yeah, I mean, this is. I just totally forgot about my clock. I thought I had more time than that. That was really. Oh no! How did I lose some time there? Ah, these little things. Ah. I mean, I think I just lost my track there a little bit, and it was quite hard to keep my train of thought there. Which was okay. Fuck this. I think I'm just going to withdraw. That's put me off. Fuck that. I've had enough. Basically. I don't know. I mean, it might have been a troll or not, but when you're thinking about that, I mean, it's all my own fault. I should have readjusted my mind. But I was thinking, okay, if I stop the stream, do I actually still want to stream anyway? And at least now I can have a beer. But this is quite a nice game, yeah. I mean, everything I think I played well, except I just didn't move. I didn't move quickly enough, basically. And it was so easily winning at the end. I just didn't look at my fucking clock. Oh, man. And this was actually quite a nice finish, yeah? I'm threatening queen here, checkmate. I'm just completely winning, but how much time? I've got 21 seconds. Where did I go wrong? And now this one, his queen wants to come and defend, so it's natural to block that and attack the rook. I've still got 13 seconds. Where did I spend all the time? It seems like I should be doing well here. I mean, on time. Where do I spend all this time? I've still got loads of time, and I'm a piece up, completely winning. I've got 8 seconds plus 2 seconds of move, and did I spend that long here? So what I was thinking here, does Queen H4 checkmate him immediately? And I didn't need to think that, because I'm time up. And well, after this one, I should have just played quicker. It's my own fault. I didn't keep an eye on my clock, and I'm a little bit sick of myself there. So you know, no, it's my own fault for blundering. I mean, I've got to play quicker than that. But guys, I mean, I think probably have to end the stream anyway. Let me just check my emails, and if I have to end the stream, we'll call it a day, I think, because I'm a little bit annoyed after that last one. Okay, I think we're just going to call it a day there, because that was a bit. I'm going to have a bit. I actually feel like having a beer now. Oh no, we've got another game. Okay, I'm going to have to end the stream now. I think I didn't even read the email. Can I? And I don't really want to just resign. Okay, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Okay, I'm going to end the stream now. I think it was an official email. So if it is the rules, it's the rules. Charlie, I guess that is that. I need a beer after that as well. And my heart's not really in this game, but we'll do that. Thank you all very much for tuning in. I'll end the stream, and I don't think we're going to really continue playing anyway, because a beer seems like a more tempting option. But let's go and raid someone.